Okay, so we are live now. Hello, welcome to Bike4tourism. My name is Analial. I will give a few minutes so everybody can be notified that we are already live. I'm going also to check here if everything goes well on your side and that you can see me. So far, Bike4tourism. Let's give a few minutes so people to join. Okay, I see that we have already people starting to join our live tonight. Today we changed the schedule. The last two lives that we did, it was at 5 p.m. Portuguese time, and this time we are doing a little bit later because we will have a conversation with Sherry Tucker and also Joanne Cossette from US. So one from Canada, Sherry Tucker from Canada, and Joanne will be also speaking about US, the reality of US, two partners that we have over there, and that will share with us their company and also why they joined Bike4tourism event, and also how you can reach them. One very important news that I have for you is that tomorrow the tickets are going on sale, and they are going on sale through our affiliates. So if you don't know yet who in your country is promoting the event, try to check it out with us, or even check better our Bike4tourism event on the Facebook and YouTube channel and Instagram, and you'll get to know. For the people that are joining us live, thank you for being with us. I don't know if it's your first time, if it's the first time that you hear about Bike4tourism, but we will ask you to share this live so everybody or more people can know about it. Bike4tourism is an inspirational, let's say this way, inspirational movement using a bike and promoting sustainable and responsible tourism. This is one of the ideas that we have, and also to help and support the companies of tourism, because in reality, you probably know that we all want to travel again, but for a year we are stuck pretty much. We can't travel due to the COVID, but we believe that soon we can start traveling. But so far, at least we have this idea of having more and more people on the 30 May 2021 picking up their bike, cycling near their home, sharing their pictures, so we can have a virtual tour around the world. At the same time, as I mentioned before, we want to promote responsible and sustainable tourism. And for that reason, this week we're going to launch a new, hello, people that are joining. This week we will share checklists about our footprint, how can we improve our footprint. And also we are going to give for everybody an ebook about riding a bike and preparing a bike tour with your family. So I believe that for now you have already pretty much the idea. If you have questions, feel always free to send on the chat, so also our guests can give you an answer. And I will call now to join our conversation Sherry Tucker from Canada. Hello, Sherry. How are you?
Hi, Anna. I'm good, thank you.
Yeah. And I'm going also to ask Joanne to join us from US. Joanne, yeah, it's always difficult. I also have difficulties to get my space.
There.
So this will be a conversation on only a women conversation regarding bike tourism. So this is quite interesting this time. So tell us, I will start for Sherry, that she's in Canada. First, to speak a little bit about your company. And I know that you are an agent of a very big company in Canada. Where are you based? And what time is in your country right now? Very simple questions.
So my company is called Love the Way You Travel, and it's actually a rebranded company. So I've been a travel agent for quite a few years, but just during the pandemic, I rebranded, and my company is now focused on adventure travel and responsible tourism. And I'm based in Halifax, Nova Scotia. So for anybody out there who doesn't know the geography of our very big country of Canada, that's the east coast of Canada. Further east than Toronto, because a lot of people think that Canada ends at Toronto, and it doesn't. There's a whole bunch of nice little provinces on the east coast. Sorry, I forgot what other question you asked me.
Well, I was asking about the time. What time is it in Canada right now?
It's dinner time. It's 5 p.m. right now.
Okay, so you usually have dinner at 5 p.m.?
Anywhere between 5 and 7, I would say. It depends. Just
Yeah.
depends on the family.
You know, the first time I remember I was a kid when I went to Canada, one of the things that I found very impressed is the fact that every time you go to a restaurant, they serve you water for free. You know, this could seem very weird, you know, but in reality, we don't have this in Portugal. And
No.
Joanne, I see, yeah, in Canada, in US, we also have that, right?
It is
Yeah,
true. Yes.
yeah. And why is that, Sherry? Do you know why every restaurant serves water for free?
No, I would ask why other restaurants don't serve it for free. Well, I think it's because mostly it's tap water, whereas in a lot of other countries, they can't necessarily drink tap water. So we have, tap water, but we also serve our water cold, whereas a lot of other countries, especially Europe, serves water at room temperature. So that's a big difference too.
Well, I heard that one of the reasons is because you have abundant waterfalls and water in the rivers, so that's why you were serving for free. But yeah, so keep it in mind that if you come to Portugal and any other countries in Europe, usually they charge for water over here. But you can drink water from the tap. Joanne, or tap water, as you say. Sorry about my English, you know, like I'm doing my best, but it's always coming some faults here. Joanne, tell us a little bit about where are you based, about your company, where are you
Sure.
based in US, and yeah, what time is also in the place you are right now?
So I am based in Boston, same time as Sherry. It's 5 o'clock here, Eastern time. The company Mondi is located in San Mateo, California, which is 3 hours behind. So they're only 2 o'clock
Okay.
in California. So we are a company that specializes in wholesale air. We resell to travel agencies and we resell to large corporations and also to academic institutions. So we are a wholesaler consolidator. We're the largest consolidator in the world. So Mondi by itself is a IT company, but we have all those consolidators under the Mondi brand. So thank you for inviting us today, and happy to join this biking event.
Yeah, Joanne, for long you are in the business, in the travel industry, and usually doing a lot of new projects, also with the relation with the couple of values behind, not only travel for travel. Do you want to share with us this experience that you acquire all over these years?
Sure. So I started out a long time ago in Santa Barbara, California, as a regular travel agency providing experiences mainly in Europe. And then I graduated in the last 15 years to specialize in traveling with a purpose. So trips where education and so academic institutions team together with NGO, and people go on a trip to apply the skills they learn in school and also make a difference within that community. So I work with very specialized providers around the globe to provide an academic experience that gives 3 credits for university students, along with providing some type of internship. So I do a lot of that, and also a lot of luxury travel for people that have the time and the money to travel around the globe, and often they want to see projects, and often they want to take care of their health, or they just want to work abroad sometimes. So that's mainly what I've been doing for the last 15 years. More specialized, very, very specialized.
Sherry, I don't know if it was my connection, but I lost in a couple of minutes. Joanne, did you hear perfectly?
I did, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So maybe what it was mine. And well, I will come back to you, Joanne.
Of course,
I will
thank
go
you.
jumping from one. And Sherry, you rebrand your company right now, and you moved more for this responsible tourism and sustainable tourism, adventure also. So biking, it's coming very well with the when we probably approach you with this bike for tourism event. You said this might be very interesting for me.
Yeah.
So why did you feel that with this pandemic it could be a good opportunity to rebrand for adventure and more responsible and sustainable tourism?
So I've always done adventure travel and responsible tourism. I've just never promoted it so much that way. So a lot of my clients are already in that space, are already looking for more adventurous travel. I don't really do all-inclusive vacations or beach vacations so much. It's always been that adventurous style. And I think more than anything, it's a personal decision for me that my life has become more sustainable, and I understand the importance of sustainability in the travel space and how important it is for all of us to make better choices in everything we do, but also in travel, so that the places that we go to see will still be here and still be able to be seen by others many years from now. And if we don't do it right and don't do it right now, then it's not going to be possible in the future for everybody to do that. So it's something that's always been in me. It's just something that I decided to put at the forefront of my business going forward.
Good. Well, really interesting, because I remember I joined tourism maybe 5 years ago. I come from a different field, much more into education and working with young people and on the NGO field. And I also had this feeling when I joined tourism is that for one side I love to travel since I'm young, but I get worried each time I travel and I start to see the same chain of hotels in a completely different country, and you don't have anymore this contact with the local culture, because everything starts to be standardized. So everything, it's pretty much the same all over the world. And I say, okay, but this is not what we expect when we travel, because the to have the chance to travel, it's also to open our horizons, also to have other perspectives of living, how many things we learn with other cultures each time we travel. And then you start to read some reports of the tourism, I don't recall now the name in English, but the global tourism, it's not institute, but you start to read the how they expect to grow before COVID, of course, before COVID. and then you realize, oh my God, it's increasing so much, how the world will sustain. So this was something that was also keeping in my mind for all these years. And for other side, a friend of mine, one day she told me, she's living in Sweden right now, and she told me, Anna, you work in a very important business, because people is working 12 months per year because they want to have their holidays on the last on the other months of the year. And I said, okay, I never thought about this perspective, but anyway, okay, we can provide good holidays, but with sustainability. And this word comes a lot nowadays. Everybody is really considering the importance of sustainability, but I have the feeling that we still don't know yet what to do, which measures should we take when we travel to reduce the impact of our travel. Can you ladies share with me eventually 2 or 3 tips that you usually do when you travel to promote sustainability, or that you advise your clients to do? Maybe Joanne can start now.
Sure, I'll be happy to start. For me, I'll just go back a little bit. I think it's important that the communities benefit from the travel, and they benefit well. So I think we have this great opportunity for the communities to be more involved in how travel will look like. And I think, I see from my travel recently, a lot of communities want to rebuild sustainability, because it's their survival. So I start out with the community for the answer here. And what I see is communities are wanting to put cycling more at the forefront in the cities. Like Paris, for instance, has this cyclable area around Paris now that used to be with a railroad area. They're reforesting, they're putting trees again, and making it a nice space for people to have more open air spaces in the city, and be providing resources to be respectful of that by encouraging people to do bicycling, encouraging walking, encouraging health. And I think that is how tourism will, to me, starts. Is it starts within the community to have that local tourism that is respectful and is making a difference in the sustainability. Then it goes on to regional, where regional people are starting to travel because of the situation right now, more locally, because it's less complicated to travel, for instance, from one area to another, perhaps from one province to another in Canada, or another state in the US. It's a little bit easier. So we see a lot of travel within, and it still have to take a lot of precautions because we're still in a situation. But what I see is people wanting, especially the younger people, it's their future, and they want to have tourism that will last. A lot of people, I think, the younger people feel that you can also get a lot of positive experience by some virtual tourism and local tourism and some international, but you have to measure the footprint. International has a lot more footprint, so you have to make it a worthwhile trip, maybe fewer trips, longer period of time, so you're not on the plane every other weekend trying to go different places. So that's how I see sustainability, is locally, by encouraging people to do a local walk, cycling, healthy living, regionally, and then internationally by doing longer type of trips, and perhaps trips where you get to learn from the area, so you can learn maybe new ways of being more sustainable, because different region, depending on their situation and resources, we get tips from them on how to preserve, especially countries where they have less resources than in the US and Canada. Maybe they're a little more conservative with the resources, which will help with sustainability.
True. And the same question for you, Sherry, to share some tips that you might advise your clients or that you use when you travel.
I mean, I think there's a lot of simple ones that sometimes we in the industry think of them as simple, but some people still don't realize how important they are. So things like traveling without plastic. So taking your reusable bag with you and not being scared to actually use your reusable bag. So a lot of times at markets, vendors will hand over things and they want to package it all up and give it to you in a whole bunch of plastic. They wrap it in plastic and then give it to you in a plastic bag. And it is okay to say, no, that's okay. I'll take it without all of that. You don't have to take all of that excess. Traveling light and not taking anything extra with you that you don't need or that you'll leave behind. So, don't take a tube of toothpaste in a cardboard box, right? Like that's how it's sold, but you don't need to take the whole thing with you. You just take the toothpaste with you. Buying eco-friendly toiletries and using refilleries. I don't know what you would call them there, but here we call them refilleries. So if you have instead of buying travel size products at we would have Walmart here, but at a superstore of some kind, instead of buying those little travel size products that are way overpriced, and you just throw away the bottles or maybe recycle the bottles afterwards. Instead, if you buy reusable bottles and then take them to the refillery and get your body wash and shampoo and conditioner and things like that to take with you. The other thing, like Joanne was saying, I really believe in community tourism as well. And I think I know that tourism has this amazing opportunity to spread wealth. And the way that tourism has been done in the past hasn't always been good at that. So a lot of tourists go to the big cities. A lot of the cruise ships come into the big cities and the big ports. But often those people, those tourists that are spending millions of dollars, don't get into the interior of whatever country it is. And then the interior people don't get to benefit from tourism. So I think it's really important that people look outside the cities and stay for longer periods of time in a country so that they can get to other places that are in that country that don't necessarily get as much tourism, because there's some really cool places out there.
True. And this reminds me, every time I try to advertise, every time I go outside to promote Portugal, and I say, okay, try to go inland, because inland you will find completely different reality from the seaside, from the big cities. But for other side, I also understand that if you have the chance to go once to a country, you usually go to the capital and the big cities in the first time. So definitely, Joanna, I will take this tip as an advice to make larger holidays, so people can really enjoy. They go and they can see really the inland part of the countries, and outside of the big cities, has a good tip to support the local communities. Definitely, this seems very, very interesting. And then also to support, I think more and more we are seeing tour operators working with the carbon free emission. So they include direct on the flight, on the price, the ticket price, the carbon emission contribution. And also other tips that or to support a local community when they are visiting a certain country. This could also be very interesting. And we have this option because it's an international event. We decided to go for international environmental causes, but it's something that we might think on the second edition, because each country is asking me, can we support something inside our country, like an environmental cause in our country? Because we all have these issues. Of course, if we don't support an international at this moment, probably countries from South will not benefit the same way as countries from the North. So we are trying here to find a good balance between what we are looking in the first edition and what the tour operators and our partners are looking. But I think it's going good. One detail: if I never been in your countries, okay, so for the listeners that we are having here that never been in Canada or never been in the United States, tell us a little bit how you see cycling in your country. Do you have specific areas for it? Does people usually use on their daily life? How is the country regarding that? And maybe Joanne can start, and then Sherry.
Sure. In the area where I live in the United States, it's different in different states. I mean, we forget how big the United States are. When I lived in California, people were biking everywhere, a lot of outdoor activities, a lot of biking clubs that you could, and because the weather is also nice all year round, it's easy to bike all year. And actually, my very first job in a travel agency, I stayed in an area close to the university, and I bike along the beach. On one side in Santa Barbara was the beach, the other side was orange groves. They were farms, and I bike about 8 kilometers, about 5.5 miles every day to go to work and back. And it was very pleasant because there was a biking route, and it was very much a community, a student community, and a downtown. So California was quite easy. In Boston here, in Philadelphia, where I recently lived, and in Washington, D.C., being larger cities, it's a little bit more difficult because you do have bike paths, but you also have lots of cars. And I find that a lot less enjoyable, and especially now I'm older, I find it a little bit more difficult, to do biking. So I tend to go to a biking area and bike. I go to a park or go somewhere. I don't bike to go to work or go to places like I used to when I was younger, and where there were paths where I felt that I was not competing with traffic. I make it more of an event. Now, on another hand, my sister, she's able to bike to work back and forth, but she's in Canada, actually. She's in Quebec. So I'm going to let Sherry, discuss the Canada one. But for me in the US, since I have lived in large cities in the last 15 years, it's been difficult to bike in the city. But there's a lot of bike clubs, and they have trips. And you take the trips, and you bike locally in biking areas. That's what I have been doing.
Okay, just before going to Sherry, I want to keep on this topic with you, Joanne. Do you feel that the government in the United States is promoting, because I have the feeling, maybe I'm completely wrong, that the car is very important for American citizens.
Unfortunately, you're right.
Okay. Well, do you feel that the government is promoting somehow this change? Because in New York we see many bicycles, well, many cars also, but
Yes.
but a lot of bikes also. So it's easier to pick and go, and there's a
There's
lot of
an effort.
stations. Yeah.
There's an
Okay.
effort. There's no doubt there is an effort from the local governments to promote that. And there is, it's possible sometimes to pick up a bike in one place and drop it off somewhere else. And so there's companies that are providing that. So it is getting better. But if you compare it to like Holland or places in Europe, we have a long way to go.
Yeah.
I think if I felt a bit safer with the biking paths and less cars, I'm in my opinion, if there were like areas that would be close to cars and would be only mostly bikes, I would feel quite comfortable. And I think more older people would bike as well. I think maybe younger people are a little bit more at ease with it, but me being in an older bracket, I am not comfortable competing with cars very much.
Yeah.
And I think there's efforts being done, but not enough fast enough.
Well, definitely, I think Netherlands and Scandinavian countries are the example that we should all follow. Every time I go there, I really envy the cycling paths they have.
Sherry,
And the lifestyle. The lifestyle. Yeah, even cold, they are always on their bike. Sherry, how is in Canada?
So same as Joanne said, I mean, Canada's just so vast. And honestly, I can't speak about all of Canada because I simply don't know what goes on for cycling in a lot of the provinces. But here in beautiful Nova Scotia, we have wonderful cycling paths, but they're more for recreation rather than getting to and from work. Exactly. Now, some people would use them to get to and from work. It just depends on where they're working. We do have a new initiative in our downtown core. Halifax is a pretty small city, though, but they have put bike lanes in the downtown core as well. But from where I live, just outside of the city center, I would have to bike with traffic to get in to even be near the bike lanes. So it's not something I do. I also work from home, so I don't have a reason to cycle to work. But we have all kinds of clubs and cycling routes, beautiful coastal cycling routes, and the Cabot Trail is very well known here, which is it's not a trail per se, as in a dirt path. It's actually a highway route, but people come from all over the world to cycle the Cabot Trail, or to drive it for that matter. And across Canada, there's all kinds of different interesting paths that you can take. We have our rail bed, the rail line that has been taken out, and it's been turned into walking and biking paths across the country. So if I'm not mistaken, I think you can actually use the trail to go from one edge of the country, from one coast of the country to the other coast of the country. And that's what we use mostly here. But yeah, I mean, there's a cycling culture for recreation for sure, but we're way behind when it comes to cycling as a
way of
as a habit.
Yeah.
Same here. I could say that in Portugal we also see a lot of people has a cycle for recreation, to be with friends, for healthy reasons, etc. I manage one day. I belong to a huge group in Facebook that everybody cycles there, and I asked them why they start to cycle, and I got very impressed that there are two main reasons why they start to cycle. One of them is because they had healthy problems. So they start to cycle to have better ways of living their life and to be a healthier life. And the second one was people that used to run and they had problems on their knees. So they so they changed for cycling. It was very interesting to realize this, and I thanks to everybody that participated on this inquiry that I did, because it's also a way to understand why people cycle. I start to cycle because some friends of mine, we partnership with them when I was working in an NGO, and I said one day I will come and join you for a ride. And then the first time I went, it was so fun that I just borrowed the bike from a friend, and I start to go every week with them till I buy my own. So tell us, let's swap now to travel. How do you feel at the moment? Well, we are seeing the COVID situation. It's the third time that the countries are locked down, and Japan is looking now for the fourth time to lock down. Do you start to have inquiries to travel? Do you feel that people is really willing to travel, and they want just to pass this bad moment? How is the reality now at the moment with your companies? Let's start Cherry first, just to change the order.
So I think reality is nobody's going anywhere really for leisure right now. Here in Nova Scotia, we're in one of the safest places in the world. So it's very much a catch-22, where myself included and most people here feel very lucky to be where we are and to have very low COVID numbers in our province. But we have had very strong lockdowns in this part of our country. So we can't even easily travel within our own country right now. And it's been that way for quite some time. My mom lives one province over, and I haven't seen my mom since September because we can't travel back and forth. So we're very thankful for that. But on the other hand, people are absolutely itching to get out of here as much as they love exploring Nova Scotia. And people have done a really fabulous job in the last year of really staying local and taking their small vacations and doing them in our own province, or at one time we could travel between provinces as well. Internationally though, yes, people are booking. Definitely Canada is slower than the US to pick up on bookings. I know the CDC has come out and said that vaccinated travelers can start to travel again. Canada's not there yet. And very specifically in the maritime provinces where I live, we're a bit more conservative. I think it's going to take a little while before people are ready to travel again. But bookings are picking up for 2022. And some people are booking for 2023. So, there's definitely the hope for the future. It's just these next few months where vaccinations are still, getting rolled out, unfortunately, slowly, that we don't know quite what to expect yet. So,
yeah. So this opens a space here for Bike4tourism, so people can travel virtually around the world with our events. At least we are giving a hope in the middle of this not possible to travel abroad. Joanne, how is picking up the market in US?
For us, it's been just like Sherry's saying, people are not traveling right now, and bookings that I do mainly group travel, small and large group travel. People that were traveling for July and August are postponing to 2022 right now. We have several groups booked for the fall, to be honest with you, and I get about 2 group requests a day right now. But people are just inquiring, they're trying to figure out pricing. And because with group, we can plan up to 11 months in advance and hold the space and have very low cancellation fee or no cancellation fee. People are starting to dream and they're starting to put a deposit down saying, oh, in 11 months from now, I feel that it will be in a space where it's safe for me to travel, it's safe for the local people to travel, and most people will be hopefully vaccinated and the risk will be low. And we do want to travel and we put deposit down. So I just had a group that booked to Italy today for 45 people, and they put a deposit down, but it's not until next April. So I think in the immediate, I think local tourism is quite booked up. We have islands here off Boston, and lodging is completely booked up for the summer. People want to go to the beach. They want to travel, but it's all mainly nature, health related, cycling, and people want to be with this family, small groups, and traveling simple, low impact. I don't have any groups wanting to really spend a lot of time in the cities anywhere in the world. They are doing something more local, something more relating to experiences in nature and so on and so forth, and health. So that's the kind of, but quite a bit of groups for starting October through the end of 2022. So it is definitely changing from 2 months ago where we had no requests. I am quite busy all day now, just working requests coming in. But we are consolidators, so we have 55,000 travel agencies. So it's normal that we get busy. Yeah, normal that we get busy. A lot of it is individual, but groups is starting to pick up quite a bit.
If every travel agency brings one client for Bike4tourism, imagine how many people we have already just with your partnership. Okay, so let's come to Bike4tourism. You girls, both of you, and all ladies, let's say this way. I always use the girls, but the first time I present you the idea, you find the concept very interesting. So if I give you now, let's speak for Canadians and Americans. Let's give them a message. If I give you a couple of minutes for you to incentivize people to participate in this event from your country, what would you tell them? Why they should participate in Bike4tourism event? And who wants to start? Sherry, I know that you've been working hard with all the companies in your city, bike shops and partnerships. So maybe you have already people that wants to sign in. So probably they will be the first ones.
I hope so. I hope that I can have that claimed fame that I'll have the first people sign up. Look, I think from the very beginning when I was contacted about the concept of it, I found it a little confusing at the beginning because it's multifaceted. There are so many great parts to this event. So it's about showing off your own country, first of all. So it's a chance. I mean, Nova Scotia is beautiful, and we're very proud here in Nova Scotia. I mean, we're proud Canadians as well, but we're proud Nova Scotians, and it's beautiful here, and we want people to come visit. So it's about showing off your own country and own province in our case here. It's about cycling and getting out and doing something outside. It's about supporting tourism for all of those people that want to travel again. And it's a way to come together as a community to do that. And I think I've had a lot of success with building interest here in Nova Scotia because we are such a tight-knit community and people do see the importance and the value in it. It's a great way just to get outside and have something to look forward to. I mean, we're just coming off winter and our winters are considerably colder than yours, Anna.
Yeah, I know,
So, a lot of people right now, it's huge. It's a huge season for bike shops right now. I mean, everybody's getting their bikes tuned up and getting ready to get out there again. So by May 30th, we're going to have beautiful weather and everybody will be out on the trails again. But I just think it's a really interesting concept to bring so many things together and give people a chance to promote their own backyard as well as see how cycling is done in so many different places around the world.
True. And I have to confess just before passing to Joanne that it was Canadians that told me to postpone till the 30th of May because the first data due to the weather, the first data was supposed to be in March. And they told me, no, March is still not good to cycle. It's still not good to cycle in Canada. So just postpone. And that's why we decided to go for 30 May the event. Yeah. And Joanne, if I give you also a few minutes, I know you also share with Sherry that in the beginning it was a bit confused. I think for everybody, even for us, that we had this in our mind, but how to organize it. It took us a couple of months. But now, how do you see and how can you pass this to people so they can participate?
I think it's an amazing event, bringing everyone together to share their country, like Sherry was saying. It gives you a great opportunity to travel and yourself and also share your travel with everyone else and connect with people as well. And the purpose of it is also very meaningful because it is about traveling again. It is about tourism. And it's about sustainability. It's about traveling in a different way and promoting travel in your community, bicycling abroad. It can be a whole movement of people where people can meet. Maybe people can meet virtually and bicycle in a different place at some point. It's giving you, how would I say, excitement about going somewhere else because you're going, oh wow, they have an amazing path, amazing scenery. I think it's giving you hope. It's giving you connections, and also I like the NGO portion of it where I think we will be giving some of the proceed to NGO for sustainability. It can be for planting trees, it can be for whatever. So I think it's an amazing event. And I think the first year is always difficult because you're starting from scratch, trying to put an event together, trying to tell everyone about it. And a lot of people maybe sit on the sideline and they say, oh, well, I wait until the second year. I don't really know how this will go. But then I go, no, let's try it. And, you'll get better year after year. So I think it's the beginning of a great event that will hopefully repeat every year, where a lot of people will connect together, where we'll see more people biking, and maybe money will get dedicated to more cyclable paths everywhere around the globe because of the interest and the connections with people. So I'm very excited about the event, and I think it will build. I think we need to keep connected throughout the year, even if it's July, August, September. I think this community of biking and possibly planning an event for next year. I think this is a good beginning.
True, and I'm very impressed since I started to search and to connect with people because of this event. I'm really impressed with so many countries that I was not even aware that they were cycling habits, like Mongolia, like Kenya, like Bangladesh. So I'm really impressed about the groups that are coming into our community, and they are sharing, and even the places that that I will never suspect in my life that there will be such amazing places to visit by bicycle. And I think this is something really cool that we have on this event is we cannot go and ride all these paths, all these places, but we can see that they exist, and maybe one day we can select a couple of them to visit. And this is something that we can go. So we are going with the early bird promotion from tomorrow on. You probably see the chat here that you can leave your link if you want, if you have it on your hand. I'm not sure if you have it. So the idea now is, before we finish our conversation today, to leave your links where people from Canada and from US can search for you and start booking their place on the event, their participation. So how people can reach you?
So for me, people can reach me at info@lovethewayoutravel.com.
Okay.
I can also put it in the chat afterwards as well. Did you want us to talk about the sponsors that we've got for our teams, or is?
Oh yes, please.
Yeah.
Good that you remind me.
Well, I didn't know if that was a question coming up, if I'm talking about it too early, but so I've got a couple of great community partners here in Halifax. Now, it won't necessarily help people that join in from other parts of the country, but we do have Cyclesmith, which is a bike shop here in downtown Halifax. They're offering 10% off for parts and accessories, and that can be booked online. I've got a great partnership with Intrepid Travel, and we're doing $100 off North American cycling trips or $200 off international cycling trips. Those are specials just for booking with my team specifically. And then here locally, we have a lovely spa called Sensi Nordic Spa. And I'd say it probably opened about 2 years ago, because it was definitely open before the pandemic. And they're doing up a gift basket. We're going to do a raffle for the gift basket that has a couple of spa passes in it as well. So we've got some nice little prizes and a few other things coming along the way too that are still in the works that I can't announce quite yet. So
okay. And well, I'm trying to check if I find here, not here exactly. So I put it already on the chat. I don't know if you can see, info@lovethewayoutravel.com. It's yours, Sherry, that people can reach you. And you have a specific link also. I don't know if you have it with you, and you can post later on the link for Canada. And Joanne, regarding you, I know that you have it in mind, still not be possible to announce a couple of plane tickets, right?
That's right. Hopefully, I'm still waiting to hear back from a few airlines. Hopefully we can offer that, and maybe in the next week or so, I'm hoping.
Yeah, and if people want to reach you to book their participation on this event, what's the email or the link that they can address to you to know?
I'm not sure if Jody or our marketing department created the link. I know they can reach me directly via my email, Anna.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure what our marketing department did for that. So I'd have to check. I forgot to check.
I think I have it over here. If you give me 1 second, because I sent to you and to, let me see if I can find. Yeah, I found yours, and I will put both. Then people know from US. So this one, Mondi, it's the one for Joanne. So everybody that is in the United States can use this one. And now let me see for Sherry, because I also have it here somewhere. Well, this was improvised right now, but it's working well. Sherry, I have it here also, yours. So I'm putting on the chat. If people is seeing, they can use, people from Canada, The good advantage of using these links, I think it's already there, is the fact that all the prices that Sherry announced, you should do it through this link to get the opportunity to get these prizes. And then on United States, you will probably have also nice prizes. We still cannot reveal exactly where you're going to travel in the future, but Mondi is also promoting airline tickets probably coming soon. So you can use the Mondi reference to participate from United States. So, ladies, it was a pleasure to be with you. I don't know if you want to leave a last message for everyone, but it was lovely to have this conversation. And hopefully we will have a lot of participants from United States and Canada, because you are so huge countries and so many people cycling that it doesn't, and with so many nice places to share, that it doesn't make sense that Americans and Canadians doesn't participate on this event. Do you want to share a few last words with us?
I will just say that I do hope that that I'll have a great team. It's really interesting. We have a lot of different fundraising and bike events here in Canada and in Nova Scotia for different causes. But this one is different because, one, there's no fundraising to be done. And second of all, it's independent. And I find that really interesting. So we're not all gathering in one place to go and cycle together, but we're a team who goes out and cycles independently, showing off different corners of Nova Scotia. So I'm also very excited to see what my team members come up with for different places that they're going to go visit that'll give us inspiration for our summer, because we probably won't be going too far this summer. So I'll need to get out to some interesting places to do some cycling as well. So I would love to have Canadians and especially Nova Scotians on my team. So if you are interested, please feel free to get in touch.
Yeah, good one. Joanne, few last words?
Yes, of course. We're reaching so many different states with Mondi, so many different partners. I'm hoping that everybody can show us a little corner of their country, and May 30th will be coming very soon. So, and like you said earlier, I'm hoping to have some interesting prize coming up. So I will reveal that in about a week or so. And I'd love to have someone from every state. So let's get going. It doesn't have to be a long biking event of 8 hours. Everybody can bike, I think, the amount of time that they want. Show some nice picture, and let's dream about traveling again soon. And let's encourage everyone. I think it's a very positive, very hopeful event, and I'm looking forward to everyone connect together on that day and share the experiences and start dreaming again, and maybe having more bicycling trips. I didn't, we don't have many clients doing bicycling trips yet. We have a few here and there, hiking trips, but I think in 2021, 2022, it will at least double. And I think this event will help people getting inspired about traveling. So thank you for inviting us today.
Thank you so
much. Nice meeting you, Sherry.
Yes, you too, Joanne.
Looking forward to see each other again.
So just to wrap up, I want to tell everyone that is listening or seeing our live that you can also visit the website. And there's one part that is saying prizes, some of the prizes that we are also ruffling to all participants. And every participant will also contribute to an environmental cause. With part of the funds that we are getting. So this is also important. And feel free to join us. This is the first year of the event. We are keen to have more than 100,000 participants so we can apply for a world record Guinness. So it's important that everybody participates to get a certificate saying that I contribute for a world record Guinness, okay? This is something that we have it in our hands if everybody participates. Thank you so much, Sherry and Joanne, for being with us tonight. And we will see you next live, probably next week. Thank you. Bye-bye to all.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.